This woman goes above and beyond and cares deeply at a high level, like many of you have heard. So without further ado, I want to introduce one of my dearest friends. Thank you so much for being here, Traci. I'm so glad you're here, and thanks for changing the world.
Thank you. Thank you. And I'd like to invite my business partner, Tom, up here as
And
well.
Tom,
I got to tell you, first and foremost, what an incredible event. I mean, we do a whole lot of these events. This has been the most first-class event. The speakers have been dynamic and powerful. And I just want to thank Holly and her magnificent team. We threw this together at a bar in Las Vegas like 2 weeks ago or something like that. So this lady has taken massive action, and she did it because she understands that there's a real need in the marketplace right now for the best realtors to really rise up and to help each other grow. And so what a beautiful example of servant leadership. Honored to be your partner.
Thank you, Holly.
So my name is Traci Gagnon, and I've got a couple of questions for you, and then I'll introduce my partner here. Let me ask you a question. What would have to be true 3 years from now for this to be the best decision that you've ever made? And our goal for this presentation is to help two different kinds of real estate agents. For realtors that are just getting started, we've got a roadmap that can help you have the life of freedom and luxury that you really have always dreamed of, and the very reason that people get into real estate. For you successful real estate agents, we're going to show you a way where you can leverage your success, get free from the hamster wheel, and absolutely take your life in a radically different direction of working less and making more. And we're going to learn why the best way for you to grow your business exponentially is by aligning yourself with eXp. We've got the tools, systems, and playbook to set you financially free.
You see the big brands here. Remax was founded in 1973. In and about every 10 years or so, a different company comes along and disrupts the industry. Okay, that's what this slide talks about. In the 70s to early 80s, it was Remax. They came out and they said, hey, we're going to be a brand that attracts the best of the best agents, and they still are today. It's an amazing brand. And then 11 years later, guess what? Keller Williams came along, and they were the new brand, right? KW came along and introduced this thing called profit sharing, where you have the ability to earn from attracting agents into your organization, not just locally, but take it nationally. 2019, Glenn Sanford opened up eXp Realty, in 2009. And he says, you know what? In the heart of the recession, when he went to his Keller Williams office, he looked around and, my goodness, we're paying about 30% split plus 6% franchise fees, and we're giving away 36%. And where's that 36% going? Is it being really effective for our team? Are we getting the value for that? And he says, you know what? There's industries like Amazon, like Netflix, like Airbnb. There's all these different industries that have leveraged cloud-based technologies to run their operations differently. They really didn't change the industry, but they leveraged technology in the cloud-based platform. And Glenn, in 2009, opened up the first cloud-based brokerage called eXp Realty. And today, just basically 13 years later, the company is now 68,000 agents strong, 23 countries.
86. You got your numbers.
I got my numbers. 86. Yes, it keeps growing, and it's crazy. 86,000 agents strong, 23 countries. And the model is agent-owned, agent-grown, agent success obsessed, and we'll get into that.
It just shows the growth of the different real estate companies over the past year. Realogy, which of course is now called Anywhere, is that right? Anywhere Realty, the largest real estate corporation on the globe. Last year, they grew by 3.1%. KW grew by 5.1%. Home Services America lost agents. eXp grew by 82%, and Remax lost agents as well. So lots of changes.
I think what's also important is not just the agent count growth, but also the production and the profitability growth year over year over year. This slide basically shows you that not only did the agent count grow, but if you look at the black bars, the revenues also grew exponentially. Every real estate company recruits, right? The best of the best, our friends over at Keller Williams, Remax, Sotheby's, everyone recruits. If you aren't recruiting, you aren't growing. But eXp recruits a lot of talent, and we're going to get into sharing you why the talent continues to peel back the onion, to look at this model to see, hey, does this platform make sense? I'll be honest with you. If another company comes along and delivers a better platform, I'm very open-minded, and I will take a look. And if it crushes what I'm currently doing, because it's important for my family, my kids, I'm going to make a move. And that's what I did 5 years ago today, believe it or not. Right, Traci?
Happy anniversary.
She reminded me 5 years ago today was when I met with Traci for the first time in person, and we talked about this platform. let's get into it.
Yeah, absolutely. So we're one brokerage, we're not a franchise. We're going to talk more about that in great detail. But I want to introduce my amazing business partner, Mr. Tom Trong. Tom is, of all the people in the real estate industry, I've got as much respect for him as anybody. He's owned several real estate companies. He is a coach and mentor to many real estate agents. He is a global and international expansion leader here at eXp Realty and is the former president of the
Asian Real Estate Association of America. You
I
know
was
that.
gonna
I
get
know
it
you
out.
know
I was
that.
gonna get it out. Anyway, so truly, and that's the largest trade organization within the real estate community. So really, Tom understands growth, he understands people, and he understands leadership in the most powerful way. And I'm blessed and honored to be one of his business partners.
Traci Gagnon, 24 years in the business. Traci owned the fourth largest Century 21 office in the nation. And by the stroke of luck, she sold it at the top of the market, right? Over 1,000 agents. She did not know that the crash was coming. All right, so she sold it at the top of the market and then basically took a break from the business.
I absolutely did. And Tom also owned a real estate company as well. In fact, how many offices did you, or how many agents did
I
you
have
have in your
4
office?
offices in the greater Boston area. That's still where I am today in greater Boston. Got up at 3:30 this morning to catch a flight out at 5:20 to get to you today.
That's right. That is commitment and flies out tomorrow. He literally is here exclusively to be here with us. So lots of exciting things. And I've just recently authored a book, Millionaire Mindset for Real Estate Wealth. I sell that on Amazon as cheaply as Amazon will let me purchase the property or sell the books. But Holly was talking about mindset, so we're very much kindred spirits in that. That's for sure. So I'm going to tell you 7 secrets about eXp. The number one secret is lead generation. We've got a powerful internet lead generation system that will allow you to easily attract the kind of buyers and sellers that you are looking. How many of you have ever worked with KV Core? Kind of the Neiman Marcus of real estate lead generation. Yeah. So every agent within eXp actually gets a lead generation platform, KV Core, one of the most expensive platforms out there, and we get this for free. Everybody else pays $1,000 up front, $499 a month. We get it for free. And the reason is because KV Core helps us drive, capture, and convert leads. It's the most brilliant system I've ever seen to generate listing leads, and you can generate these leads for free. So for those of you guys that are concerned about the lack of leads out there, eXp has got the solution. Number 2, training. We've got over 60 hours a week of live training classes. So something that we do that is radically different than other real estate companies is that the people that train our agents are people that are the most successful in the industry. We have an Icon Agent program, which Tom's going to talk about a little bit later. And our icons are the ones that do the training. So when I started my real estate career, the person that trained me hadn't sold real estate since Reagan had been in office. And my training was, hey, here's the DVD player and here's some DVDs. Go get them, girl. You're going to be great. And then I still didn't know what to do. So I got the crisscross directory, made cold calls. With eXp, it's radically different. If you want to learn how to do anything within our industry, we've got classes for that. Secret number 3, multiple lead sources. We've got lots of ways of making money in real estate. One of our absolute favorites is the commercial. Tom, you want to tell everybody about our commercial division?
Sure. So about 2 years ago now, we launched eXp Commercial. And now eXp Realty has been around for much longer than that, right? Since 2009. And we understood that there are a lot of residential agents who wants to get into commercial, called resi-commercial agents, all right? And then for a long time, we tried to run commercial division or have agents in our organization do commercial. Then the reality is, when you're not a full-fledged commercial agent and you don't have the right tools, like the CoStar, Reonomy, Crexi, Build Out, Enrich Data, it goes on and on and on, you really aren't servicing your client the right way, and you don't really get the street cred from the Marcus Miller chaps, the Douglas, other brands, right? And so Glenn Sanford, in his infinite wisdom, and Jason Gessing basically says, hey, this might be a time for us to launch eXp Commercial. And we did 2 years ago. All right, we had the pleasure of bringing in my very good friend, James Huang, who is the national president for ARIA after I was president. He came over from Sperry CGA brand, and before that, he was Marcus Millichap, and we launched eXp Commercial. It is now the fastest growing commercial brokerage firm in the United States and possibly in the world that's ever been tracked. 700 plus growing full-fledged commercial agents in every state in the United States now. Just launched Canada, about to launch Mexico, and the rest of the other 23 countries we're in. So that's eXp Commercial. And the cool thing about that, for most commercial agents who are out there who need the tools to service their clients properly, the suite of programs that you'll need from CoStar to Reonomy, Crexi Build Out, all these things normally would cost you about $2,500 to $3,500 per month for national or sometimes international access at eXp, because we have the economies of scale. We're able to cut that to $250 per month, 1/10 of the cost.
In the commercial industry, cap is completely unheard of. So we actually do have a cap, a $20,000 cap for commercial. It's lower for residential, but we had several of our agents that have talked about that have come over from commercial that are saving more than $100,000 in fees that they were previously paying their real estate broker. So if you know commercial agents, we're the best deal that you'll ever see.
You know, Holly asked a question early on the panel about, boy, if real estate, if you had to start all over, the rock stars on the panel, what would you do? And that's what we did 2 years ago. If we're going to launch a brand new commercial company, what would we do? We went out and we interviewed and we talked to experienced commercial agents and we asked them, what do you need? What do you need? What do you need? What do you need? If you're going to start your own commercial brokerage, what would it look like? What would the compensation plan be like? How would it be fair? And that's when we launch and continues to catch fire right now.
And we could talk about the commercial division alone for an hour and a half. Our express offers division, I got to tell you, if you want to generate listing leads, tap into our express offers program. It's an opportunity for you to call sellers and say, hey, listen, I can get you an offer on your, imagine sending postcards to a subdivision saying, I can get you an offer in 24 to 48 hours. And then that gives you an opportunity to go and sit down with them, show them what the offer theoretically could be, and then follow up with a question, hey, listen, why don't we give it a 2 to 3 month run and see if we can sell it at full price? And it's the most brilliant Trojan horse to get listing leads I have ever seen. And the way that we're doing express offers, the agent stays in the center of the transaction. So I'm going to tell you, this has been one of the biggest gold mines for our real estate agents. We've got a thriving REO division, incredible relocation division that's actually run by one of our friends, tremendous relocation opportunities, and you're not going to pay a fraction of the fees that a lot of people are paying to relocation companies. So again, economy of scale, and we're able to work with some big corporations with that. eXp Luxury, you want to talk about our luxury division, Tom?
Sure. First and only global luxury cloud-based brokerage. Once again, we went out and we talked to the luxury market. We had our agents who are already doing luxury. We put them in the room for a couple of years, and they hashed it out. Like, what is this luxury division is going to look like? Are there minimum qualifications to be called a luxury agent? Right? We won't get into it, but man, it is extremely exciting. It's an amazing luxury look and feel, and there are qualifications to get to carry that card to be in the club of eXp Luxury. And you can take your business globally where you aren't limited in the area that you want to service.
It's incredibly powerful. We were just at a conference and Pete Middleton was there, a very famous real estate agent of San Diego. And he said when he left Coldwell Banker and came over to eXp that he's been here for a little more than 2 years, and he ran the numbers 2 weeks ago. He saved $2.1 million that he would have paid to Coldwell Banker just by being with eXp. And that doesn't even count the money that he's made, the stock and all that kind of stuff. Success coaching. Many real estate agents, for us, the next progression in our career is we want to be coaches. eXp has a commercial certification program. We own Success Magazine. So we're working with Tony Robbins' son, Jarek Robbins, with Success Magazine. And the coaching program is absolutely incredible. If you want more information about that, you can catch us later. Success Agent Academy, Success Health. My goodness, the health initiatives that we've got going are truly incredible. And marketing and branding, we all get a breakthrough broker subscription. So anything that you want to do as far as prints and as far as postcards, anything print media, wonderful social media posts, basically everything's done for you. You just plug and play your name, the property address, and all the work is done for you. And these are pretty good numbers, right, Tom?
Sure is. You know, back to the marketing thing for a second. When I owned my brokerage, there were 4 offices, 120 agents here in Greater Boston. Okay. We always asked rockstar agents to share their listing presentations, their buyer presentations, their door knocking presentations. How did you go after expires, your cancels, your FISBOs? More times than not, this group up here where you guys share and collaborate with one another, more times than not, they did not want to share. They would find every excuse to miss that meeting because they don't want to share. How did I get that for sale by owner account? They didn't want to share the scripts. So I had to go outside of my market to bring in the rock stars, to pay them, to fly them in, so that rock stars from outside the market would teach my agents in this market, because those rock stars don't feel like they're going to be competing with them. Does that make sense? So when you understand that concept, basically spans our entire culture here at eXp, because the organization, it's agent-owned, agent-grown, and every time Traci does well, my stock goes up. And every time everyone else does well, my stock goes up. And if they fail, my stock goes down. So would I want them to fail to succeed? And so our marketing platform gives us 5,000 plus continuous information where we give the best of the listing presentations, we give the best of the buyer presentations, luxury, commercial, all of that. You download it, you customize it for yourself, and off you go. Compounded with training, live training. Like Tracy said, there's 60 hours a week of live training, more training than you can ever humanly handle, from rookie training to rockstar training.
Great place to be, right? Absolutely. eXp Real Trends, we're the #1 top independent real estate company in the United States, the #1 by top movers, the #1 by 5-year mover sales volume percentage, #3 by closed transaction size, #4 closed sale volume, and #4 for the Billionaire Club. So the reason that we are doing so well with eXp is because we are attracting the best and the brightest, the most successful, and the most generous real estate agents in the entire industry. Okay, secret number 4, technology. We've got the most user-friendly, cutting-edge technology to make your life easier so that you can make more money. So we know what Netflix did to Blockbuster, what Amazon did to retail stores, even before the government, in their infinite wisdom, told many stores they couldn't even open their doors, what Uber did to the taxi industry, and now what eXp is doing to traditional brokerages. So people will sometimes say, oh, you're that cloud-based or you're that virtual company. We're not a virtual company. We're a cloud-based company. We have a real live cloud campus. And I got to tell you, when you wrap your brain around what we can do in this cloud campus, it truly is life-changing. So let's see if my little 3-minute video here.
So you come on campus, you land onto the Welcome Center, and you can go to auditoriums and live training. You can go to your state broker room. You can go to the technology outpost, legal department, marketing department. You can even ride a boat and have some fun and go to the soccer field and have a competition for soccer. You need a check, go to accounting, ask them what's going on with my check. I'm about to close tomorrow. Do I have all of my paperwork ready so I can get paid at the closing table tomorrow? All right, that's our environment. It's live, it's 24/7. Today, our campus is open 24/7 because we're open in 23 countries now. How cool is that?
So our cloud campus is hosted by Verbella. Stanford School of Business uses it, Wharton School of Business, the U.S. Navy SEALs. There's a lot of other companies that we're not allowed to disclose, but some of the biggest companies in the world actually use our cloud campus.
And it blew up during COVID-19. During COVID-19, the world looked around and like, oh my goodness, our offices are shut down. It's unsafe to go to the office. And there's this little company called eXp Realty, powered by Verbella, that has a metaverse. And that's when they started coming and coming and coming. And for about a year, our founder, Glenn Sanford, took his hat off to run the realty side to expand the metaverse for the rest of the world.
Yeah, and soon I'm going to be introducing my handsome husband. But the first time that I ever met Dave, we actually met in the metaverse. I was checking out the company, downloaded it, popped into the metaverse. The first person I met was Dave's son, Logan, who was part of our Tech Genius team. And he said, you got to meet my dad. So Dave and I actually met in the metaverse. And a year ago, September, Dave and I were the first couple ever to get married in the metaverse simultaneously. Yes. Our wedding has been covered by more than 6,000 news stories on every continent except Antarctica. And you can go to our website. I'll give you the web address. And Stephen Colbert did a knock on us, CBS Morning News. So very, very exciting times, that's for sure. One of the people said that I look like the wife from the Fisher-Price set and that Dave looks like Jeff Bezos. And one of the stories that I read said that I looked like a young Dolly Parton, which was the best compliment I've ever gotten in my life.
So here's the cool thing. I was able to attend their wedding in New Hampshire, right? But they also had it in the metaverse, which means friends around the world can go into the metaverse and dance and experience the vows and everything else. Next time, you got to do Uber Eats and send everybody the meal.
Oh, yeah. They'll have to have a bigger budget. The first couple in India that got married pretty soon after us, Coca-Cola was one of their sponsors. So we didn't do very good on the sponsorship money. But, the cool thing is we just thought people would stay for the ceremony, but people actually stayed for the reception and the avatars danced. It's the craziest thing in the whole wide world.
And what that really means, though, it's a fun story. It's a really cool story. But what it means is, Glenn Sanford and the people at Verbella really work hard to make sure that once you land in this campus, that you feel a sense of belonging, a connection, and once you experience it, if you feel like you're there.
it's a surreal experience. It's fascinating. Okay, secret number 5, stronger body and mind. We've got healthcare, self-development classes, and countless wellness groups. I personally have eXp's healthcare, and you do too. Yeah, I saved $320 a month off of my healthcare. I can't imagine what you with a family of 4
Yeah,
have.
our family saved $12,000 a year. We were paying about 24, and with eXp Agent Healthcare, we pay 12. Deductibles were the same, if not lower. Coverages were the same, if not higher. On all 4 of our primary care physicians were in network.
I'm telling you what, it's a game changer. I've already talked about his Owning Success magazine. Really cool stuff there. Grant Cardone's wife is part of eXp Realty. Tony Robbins has spoken at 2 of our eXp events. So we really do bring in the very best and the brightest to help us learn and grow and prosper. Secret number 6, global reach. Oh, I needed to update that slide, don't I? Sorry about that, Tom. You are a global real estate agent if ever there was one. Can you give everybody a little bit of background on what's going on there?
Sure. So back in February, I got a call from my friend Somsak, and Somsak was on my KV Core system. Remember the KV Core system that Traci talked about? Okay, my KV Core has about 6,000 clients or contacts that I've worked with over the years, over the past 17 years in the business. And Somsak reaches out to me. Hey, Tom, how are you doing? Frankly, I forgot who he was. Really. And then I had to look it up quickly, right? He moved to Thailand. I had sold him a 3-family in Somerville and in Boston about 8 years ago. And he goes, Tom, I'm in Thailand and I need to sell my house. Thanks for continuing to keep me up to date with all of the activities that's happening in Somerville. Yeah, sure, no problem, man. I had no idea what it was talking about because the system took over 4 years ago when I set him up to drip on Somsak. Got it? So we ended up selling his home in Somerville. We relocated him from Thailand. We weren't open in Thailand yet, so I got a referral fee through my CRS network, right? Anyhow, and then we connected him with an agent in Seattle, and we helped our Seattle agent helped him buy in Seattle. How cool is that, right? And that's part of the global network. But in addition to that, we have the ability to give and get leads globally. How many times have you, as real estate professionals, said to yourself or been in class where they teach us to have a client for life? Client for life. Do we really have clients for life? Well, under this platform, because you have the tools, they can be your client for life because you can track them. Another true story. In Florida, I lost track of one of my clients. They moved to Florida. I didn't know about it. They didn't tell me, right? Well, guess what? When they got to Florida after renting from a hotel, they went into exp.com and they looked for an eXp agent. And then they reached out to eXp agent, and that agent went in to put their database into KV Core. And it says, oh, that's Tom's client. So the agent called me up. Hey, Tom, would you transfer the lead to me? I said, sure. 25% referral fee.
Wow.
Thank you very much. They were happy. I'm happy. And that's a client for life. Got it?
That is a great story. I haven't heard that story. And secret number 7, time and money freedom. My favorite secret. That is me and Super Dave when we lived in our little puppy dog Shadow Bear, when we lived in beautiful Hollywood. And when we lived in Hollywood, Florida, every morning we got up and walked the beach for sunrise. Now we're in beautiful Palm Coast and we can see the sunrise much more beautifully from our bedroom. So we watch sunrise over the ocean every morning in our bedroom. eXp took me from the hamster wheel to a life of time and money freedom. I was top luxury listing agent for my Keller Williams office, and get the listing, sell the listing, spend the money, get the listing, sell. Anybody relate to that hamster wheel? Yeah, I had been selling real estate for 16 years, and there was no end in sight. Within 3 years, I was making enough in residual income that I never have to work again. And today, I really do have a life of time and money freedom.
If you plug in, I promise you, we will pour into you and give you all the tools you need. Now it's up to you on whether you're going to make it happen or not. Okay? This is Super Dave Gagnon. Come on up here, my friend. With this guy, big fat hugs over and over and over and over and over again. Because he started off Keller Williams for 7 years and then made the move when people didn't believe this platform. And he has a story to tell you. But Dave was our first national growth leader to help all of us grow this company. Dave, I can't thank you enough for seeing the vision, for sticking with it, and now helping us to where we are today.
All right, so I've been here 10 years, and I'm agent 123. I was invited to take a look at this in a private meeting, not like this. And I agreed to 15 minutes because I figured I could hear about it in 15 minutes and say no and feel good about myself. And it turned into 2.5 hours. I said, what about this? And what about this? And what about this? At the end of 2.5 hours, I joined as agent number 123. We weren't even open in my state. We weren't open in New England or New York where I knew people. I started below the foundation. I had to dig the hole. So for 4.5 years, I helped build the company, and my revenue share group, Tom's group, is over 1,000 in 5 years. In my first 4.5 years, I had 25 people, right? So, oh, you were in early. Yeah, I did a lot of work back then. So about 5 years ago, I retired from corporate and I focused on building my own group because I was helping this beautiful lady here. We weren't married at the time, and she was taking everything that I was teaching, scripts and dialogue, and she was building like crazy. I'm like, the company's paying her that much money just because she wears a little cowgirl hat? I could wear a cowgirl hat and I'd put it on right now to make that kind of money, right? So I resigned from working for corporate and I started building my own group, which today is now 96 frontline partners. Under those partners, we have 5,000. So that's kind of good. However, this is me 18 months ago. Traci was my fiance 18 months ago. Played golf. I was feeling a little irritable. We went in for dinner. It was a nice dinner. I stood up and I said, wah, wah, wah. I thought I said, did you hear that noise? She looked at me. She dialed 911, and this was me that night. Let me ask you this. If you were running your real estate business as successful as all these folks are, if that was you, what happens to your real estate business? If you were the team leader and you had a massive team and that was you, what happens to your team? If you were the broker and that's you, what happens to your office? For the next 3 to 6 months, this lovely woman made sure I got into every specialist, every doctor I needed to, and everything that I needed to do to take care of myself. And I'm back. I'm in better shape today than I was before the stroke, right? And we got married a year ago in September. So all of my dreams have come true. But here's the reality. Because I'm part of a system that isn't reliant just on me, my income went from 850 the year before to 1.2 million the year I had the event. If that was you or anyone else you know in the business, what would happen to their business? Because I have a cap of 16,000 like Tom talked about, that cap pays for over 1,000 employees worldwide that took care of my team, that took care of my family, that took care of Traci's team and her family so she could take care of me. It's a better system. It's a different system. This is changing the world more than anything else. Guys, who do you know that will need a system like this at some point in their life? Everybody. So why work in a system that puts everything that you built at risk because the good Lord decides to put a challenge in front of you? This company is different. The opportunity is different. I joined 10 years ago. I am proud I'm here. Thank you.